Good afternoon, everyone. Um, yeah, I know there was some in here before the live started. Hello, Dink and Tank. Hello, Emily. Hello, Austin. Hello, Des. Hello, Ace. Hello, Arlene. Hello, Eddie. Hello, Brett. Hello, Bev. Guess that covers everyone that's in here so far. You just gotta try to get comfortable here. Yeah. Hello, Hank. Hello, Flyover Urban Garden. Yeah, I still don't have my regular setup here. I had my hands on my tripod yesterday, but didn't bring it in right then. So it's in the car. But the car is under the carport, and I didn't feel like going over there to get it. So I'm using the camera on my laptop again. No one complained about that on Wednesday, so apparently it was okay. Hello, Deborah. And then I had to find the new charger that I had for my laptop. My old one decided to quit charging. I actually think maybe one of the cats bit onto the cable. Yeah, there was a rough spot there, almost looked like a bite mark. It was working earlier in the day. Then all of a sudden, this afternoon, I went to plug it in because the battery was starting to get down. It wouldn't work. So I found the other one. And some of you might remember I was having issues last fall. I ordered one on eBay that came through the mail. Well, it came UPS part way, and then the last 100 miles, USPS. Well, that last 100 miles took a week. So in the meantime, I ordered another one, slightly more expensive. That's why I didn't get it in the first place, from Amazon. That was here the next day. So I figured, well, eventually I'm going to need another one anyway, so here I go. I'll have an extra one. Now I'm using my spare. So I guess I better get another one now. Hello, Enfield Road Layout in the Loft. You're a new channel to me. I don't think I've ever seen you anywheres. Apparently I have seen you somewheres. Maybe you changed your name? Because I'm subscribed to you. But the channel name's not looking familiar. That looks like been putting videos out regularly. We're doing live regularly up until a couple months ago. So I'll have to check your channel out, and then maybe I'll remember it once I check it out. Anyone else new in here? Hello, Deborah. If I didn't say hello to you yet. Yeah, fortunately, I didn't lose Wi-Fi here. And we had 2 tornado warnings this afternoon, but nothing here. It was all west and north of here. But because it was in Scott County, they issued the tornado warnings by county. Well, we didn't even get a storm here. Just a little bit of off and on rain and a little bit of wind. I like that, Eddie. Yeah, Brett. Eddie and I were talking about you at the meetup. You're the only one that thinks the world's flat. Yeah, that was a long trip. It's not something that I'd want to do all the time, but I'm glad I went. I got to meet Eddie, Gary, Dez, Big Matt, Panchuco, Eddie's wife, Jamie, Gary's wife, Tammy. There's people that I normally wouldn't meet. So I'm glad I made the trip. Oh, come here, Fluffy. Fluffy was going to walk across here until she realized that I was live, then she changed her mind. Yeah, I know, Eddie. I shouldn't have even started naming names off because I knew I was going to miss some people. That right? Mark Kratz is another one. Hello, Reverend Joe. Yeah, I'm not saying I'd never make that trip again, but not anytime soon. Let's put it that way. Hello, Midnight Madness. Turn you blue again. Yeah, a month or so ago, I lost all my mods. So I had to go through and redo everyone. Hello, Ed. Okay, Deborah. Only one problem with what you were texting me, Emily. Those areas aren't anywhere around here. The storms aren't threatening this part of the state at all now. That was all earlier in the afternoon. Yep. Matt's wife also. Yep, sure did, Ace. I met Nikki. I'm not doing too bad, Austin. Yeah, I couldn't even remember their names, Eddie. But yeah, as soon as I got there, I saw them. Oh, another one I missed. Of course, I'd already met him before. Was Jason and Molly. Well, when I pulled in, I saw Jason there, along with the other one. So as soon as I got out of the car, I went right up there, and because there was no one under the pavilion, and I just sat up there talking to them. Okay, Anfield Road. I must have just not remembered your channel. Sorry about that. Yeah, it took me a long time to recover too, Daz. Hello, Prairie Prospecting. Yeah, but I gotta get ready for the dogs. That's for sure. Oh, okay, Daz. I saw the notification that you'd sent me a picture. I haven't checked it yet. Well, Brett, if you're gonna attach my dogs, that means when they come over here, you'll probably be stopping in every time you go to Waldron now. Oh yeah, I understand that, Eddie. Yeah, I was the opposite way, Ed. I got up at midnight, left here just before 1 o'clock Saturday morning. I was tired by the time I got there. Then got up next morning, hung out with a bunch of them at the motel for a couple hours, then came home fresh. Well, you're welcome. Hello, Demoose. Hello, Judy. I guess I'm all caught up on chat. It took me about between 8 and 8.5 hours each way. Yeah. Supposed to be just over 7 hours of steady driving. Of course, I had to stop a few times, use the bathroom, and get gas. So I didn't do too bad. Yeah, it would have been great having you there, Brett. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Pink Yuko. It actually was a quicker trip than I thought. I thought it might take me, I was hoping not, but I thought it might take me 9 or 10 hours. Now I was able to make it a little over 8 hours, so I was happy with that. Next two meetups are a lot closer. I'd have to look it up to see which is which, but I think Lake Tenkiller is a little over 2 hours, and Mid America is going to be slightly more. I don't think it's the other way around. I'm pretty sure that's the way it is. So that's not bad at all. I set the trip meter on my car before I left here last Saturday morning. And then Sunday when I got back, it was over 800 miles. Yesterday, I just hit 1,000 miles on that trip meter. So that means I've driven less than 200 miles in the last week. Yeah, I'm going to check on the weather here. It's saying 70. That could be about right. Well, I guess I don't need to ask you, Judy. I was just going to ask you if you're getting thunderstorms, but I see you are. I saw the central part of the state was getting hit pretty rough a little while ago. I think it's all over for us. I'm going to check real quick here. They actually just extended the tornado watch until 7. And there's a severe storm risk until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. But nothing happening in the area now. I'm going to check the radar now. Radar doesn't want to update. There it goes. Yeah, something would have to develop to get anything here now. Because between here and the Pacific Ocean, it's not showing anything at all. It's showing a line up through a little southwest of Houston, up through Shreveport, up through central Arkansas, a good share of Missouri, a lot of southern Iowa. But nothing to the west here. Oklahoma, the part of Texas that we'd have to be worried about, that all looks clear. So hopefully nothing more develops. Hello, Wanda. Okay, thanks for coming, Anfield Road. Judy, why did you send Tony out in the middle of a tornado to go to the pharmacy? Yeah, I hope he's okay. Hello, Arkwild Man. Nope, storms are all past here, Wanda. That's what I was just looking up. Everything's east of here now. And unless something develops, there's absolutely nothing to the west of us right now at all. And we didn't get much this afternoon at all. It was little off and on rain, and a little bit of wind. Other parts of the county was a different story, but we didn't get it. Hello, JMB. I'm going to have to talk to my accountant, Judy. So that should have been in your paycheck last week. I don't know what's going on there. Hello, Jonesy. Yeah, I know what you mean about your pills, Judy. I just took my midday pills probably like 15 minutes for the live. Because I gotta have 4 hours in between morning and midday and night. So that was good by taking them just for the live. Because now by 9:15, 9:30 tonight, I can take my night pills. Hello, Web Deb Spider. Okay, Judy. That's not always the best time for me, but I'll try to make you live. Yeah, I'll have to check it out, JNB. Thanks for posting that. Hello, Lori. Yeah, I had my Easter dinner this morning, but I didn't make it. I bought it. Easier that way. Thank you, Jonesy. I appreciate that. Hello, Haig. Yeah, I do get a pretty good crowd. Here's my live prairie prospecting. Felix is getting big. Very big. Well, he's asleep, but I'll see if I can grab him. He's on the blanket, so I think I can pull the blanket over the edge of the bed and be able to get him. Come here, Felix. Oh, he wasn't happy about being woke up. But here he is. Hey, Domino. Felix is a big YouTube star. Yeah, you are too. That's right. Domino pretty easy going. She heard him cry a little bit, so she had to come see what was going on. She's a very good mama. Want to get a little closer to the camera? There you go. You okay? Okay, I'm going to put you back over here now, buddy. There you go. There you go. Thanks, Felix. Thank you, Domino. Hello, Tony. Yep, I had to wake him up, Emily. Hello, Anne. Nope, not early. Sunday is 5:30. And Wednesday is 10 o'clock. Jennifer, he's relatively new. He was born March 21st. Thank you, Judy. Yeah, he is beautiful. Yes, Emily, Domino does love him. And she's right up there with him now. Hello, Bill. Yeah, when you get people coming to your lives, your watch hours will really go up then, Judy. Now I'm good, Emily. I got my coffee here. I ate not too long ago. I don't keep track of my watch hours now, but I know before I was monetized, when I was keeping track of them, I never got less than 35 watch hours on a live. It was normally more than that. And there were several I got over 100 watch hours on. Yeah, I was going to watch that video today, Judy. But then Ryan Hall came on, so I went to his live instead. But I will be going back to watch that, because actually I was just about to click on it when he went live. Thank you, Ann. I appreciate that. Well, I wanted to know if I was going to get blown away, Judy. Okay, Jonesy. Yeah, I don't seem to get any notifications from Judy, Wanda. I just see the videos when they pop up in the recommended videos. Probably going to have to turn off notifications and turn them back on. Sometimes that helps. I've done it before on other channels, and then all of a sudden I'll start getting notifications. Well, it was a heck of a place for him to park, Tony. Well, a lot of times community posts I don't see for days later. But one thing I do like about the community post, if someone normally goes live at a certain time and they're not there, I'll go to their community page to see if they posted on there that they're not going live, and then I'll know what's going on. Yeah, I saw that. It's pretty nasty in Iowa there, Reverend Joe. Um, oh yeah, definitely, Reverend Joe. Check the radar and make sure you know what's going on there. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, Wanda. Still, both my arm, my side are a little sore at times, but nothing like they were. It only seems to be when I'm laying down that it bothers me. But it's nothing like it was. Yep, that's right, Bill. I got a notification one night, about an hour after Alive had ended. And I'm thinking, oh, did he decide to go live again? That's kind of quick. I just got through watching this guy's live an hour ago. Nope. There was a notification from the original live that had started 3 or 4 hours earlier. Well, thank you, Bill. I know what I was gonna check on here. Okay, Emily. Yeah, if you're talking about me, I'll have to watch that. I want to know what you said about me. Hello, Shawnee. Oh, I will, Emily, because I want to know what you said about me. It's probably bad, Emily. I know. Well, I'm as ready as I'll ever be, Shawnee. Yeah, don't drop it, Brett. That wouldn't be good. You know me too well, Emily. Yeah, I don't walk my dogs, Judy. They have good sized fenced in yard, and they don't need walking. Not that I could walk them anyways. Oh, I could put my foot up on the footstool, but Daisy's got it. I guess I'm not going to do that. But Daisy doesn't have the box over here. Um, well, I didn't really get too much done this week. Had something unexpected come up that took some of my time. But hopefully this week I'll be getting some stuff done. We're supposed to have 2 good days, tomorrow and Tuesday. Then it's supposed to rain the rest of the week. Yeah, that makes it hard, Wanda, doesn't it? Yeah, all weekend we didn't get an awful lot of rain. A little bit of on and off rain. But starting Wednesday, right straight through the weekend, it's supposed to rain every day. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That's as far as the forecast goes. Hello, Rick. Ouch. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, Rick. Last couple months kind of rough. Hurt my arm and pulled a muscle on my side, but I think I got that pretty much taken care of now. So hopefully it'll be good for the summer. The guineas are doing good, Emily. Had to yell at them today, but they ignored me. They got out closer to the road than I wanted them. The other day, I called them, they came back. Today, they wouldn't come back, but what they had done is they went out in the ditch. And they were looking for bugs and worms and stuff out there in the ditch where it was wet. So, guess that was okay, because then they did come back into the yard after that. Yeah, I'll get another video of them, Emily. And now that I'm feeling better, it's going to make it a lot easier. Well, I didn't make myself an Easter basket either, Judy. Not saying I didn't buy candy. I just didn't make a basket. Yeah, I'll get a video of the dogs too, Wanda. I still gotta get my video out on the meetup. In fact, I gotta remember to send Double Dogs Keeper an email because I need to find out who donated one of the door prizes so I can put it in the video. Hello, AR Vlogs. Yeah, I didn't get a lot of candy, but I got a few bags. Got about $6 worth. I figured that was enough. Well, at least until I go back to the store after Easter and it's reduced. Then I'll get some more. Hello, Tail Toe in the Dark. No, I don't, J and B. I've got some training to do on Buddy. And then hopefully here soon. Well, then I got to get perimeter fencing up. Because I've got the chickens free ranging now. So I'm going to have to get perimeter fencing up around the yard. And then I'll be able to let the dogs out into that area. And like I said, I got to get Buddy trained a little better with chickens. But I don't think he's going to be much of a problem. Well, I used to hate to kill the chocolate bunnies. Yep, I sure did, Jonesy. They'll be on the video. Yeah, I still can't get the chickens to lay in their new nest boxes. I tried the fake eggs, which I was told that absolutely would work. That didn't work. And someone suggested maybe the nest boxes were too high. So I lowered them about probably 8 or 10 inches. That didn't make any difference. Well, the new nest boxes are plastic. The sides and the bottom are gray. The roof's red, and the flap on the front where the eggs roll to, that's red. But one thing I think I'm going to do is the back of the boxes is open. So I think I'm going to put a piece of plywood on the back. And that will also make the boxes darker. But the thing is, they were all laying good. And the nest boxes that was in the coop, until those possums got in there, then that was the end of it. They've not laid an egg in there since. And once I get the new coop built, though it's going to be hot weather and probably won't be able to do it then, I'm just going to lock them right in there for a few days. And they won't have any choice. They'll either have to lay in the nest boxes around the floor. Yep, candy's number one reason you love Easter, isn't it, Judy? Um, all the cats are all doing good. Superman did have to go to the doctor Friday, just for his regular upper respiratory stuff. He wasn't as congested as he is sometimes, but his eyes were runny, his nose was running, and he wasn't eating his canned food good. Occasionally, he would eat a little bit of it, but not like he normally does. Normally, he's trying to eat it as I'm trying to dish it out. So I knew he wasn't feeling good. Well, he went Friday, and he got his regular antibiotic shot, his regular steroid shot, and then she gave him an extra antibiotic shot, a little booster, because she said his nose was running pretty good, even though he wasn't as congested as he normally is. She thought he needed the little extra, and he's starting to feel a little better. I think a little bit better Friday night. Yesterday, he definitely was feeling a little better, and today, he seems to be almost back to normal. Yeah, it is, Judy. It's too bad they can't cure that. Hello, Mark. Yeah, my cat's ready to sleep today. Everyone's sleeping right now. Well, actually, Dino's not, and Dixie's not. I see Dino out on the porch. He's just laying out there, and Dixie's just inside, and she's looking out the window. But I think all the rest of them are sleeping. Yeah, I've never been to the Philippines. And I won't be going to the Philippines until after they get a bridge built there. So, guess I probably won't be going. You're not going to leave, Jonesy. There's two Albions in New York, J&B. There's a town of Albion. I used to live in that town at one point. And that's where I went to elementary school. And then there's it's either a village or a city called Albion. I hope y'all didn't have the same last name too, Wanda. I've seen that happen before. Two unrelated people have both the same first and last name. That confuses people. Well, I got my coffee right here I've been sipping on, Jonesy. And then right here's my iced tea. I hear a horn. I'll be right back, everyone. I think I just got a message. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to see what that's about. Well, don't know. Apparently, it was just someone going down the road. But it sounded like it was in my driveway. But there's no one in my driveway. All I can figure out is just someone going down the road. Yeah, JB, that would be the either village or a city. I think it's a village. That's not too far from Rochester. I knew you were going to talk about me, Emily. Oh, thank you, Wanda. I see you have my back. The Easter Bunny was supposed to leave your Easter baskets, Judy. Yep, that does make it confusing, doesn't it, Jonesy? Yeah, Emily's never going to say I'm a good person. Hello, Marianne. Well, I'm happy with just a short getaway, J&B. Because if it wasn't for all the people that I knew I was going to meet there, that would not have been my idea of a road trip. Well, thank you, Reverend Joe. Thank you, Wanda. Yeah, that's right. I'm back. So behave now, everyone. Thank you, Des. Yeah, hopefully that does cut down that bill, J&B. Because the month of February was exceptionally bad. That was over $600 that month. Usually, um, usually not more than 300 a month. Let me see. For the month of April. Hey, Felix, when did you go to the vet? think that was in April. Yes, it was. So I'm looking at about I'm trying to think of what Felix's bill was. I know it was over $100. And I think Superman was 120. So we're looking at probably close to 250 for the month of April so far. Okay, Jonesy. Not a problem. I'll just have to find out where some of the people live. So you can tell me who you want to visit, and I can take you there. Okay, DJ. That sounds good. You already have a lot of stuff bought for the catio, J&B. I've got the hardware cloth for it. I'm probably going to have to get some lumber. I don't think I'll have enough lumber to do the framework. But it shouldn't cost an awful lot to get the rest of what I need for it. There's a campground not too far from where I used to live. That's a Yogi Bear campground. Yeah, I used to love Radio Shack. But all the ones I used to go to, they all closed. The lumber's a lot cheaper now than it was a few years ago. But I'm sure it's going to go back up. Yeah, I got the hardware cloth last June. I got enough of that. I am going to have to figure out what I'm going to do for a door. I don't know if I'm going to make a door or if I'll buy a screen door and cover it with hardware cloth. Probably it's going to depend on how much I can buy a door for. I definitely would rather buy a door, be easier. Yeah, there was local Radio Shack dealer. He had a TV place there for years. And he was a Radio Shack dealer. He stocked a few items, not much. But anything that Radio Shack carried, he could order and have it there on his next delivery. And then there was an actual Radio Shack store that I used to go to. They had everything there. I'm going to be building a lot of cat stuff, Emily. I probably will be building a cat condo. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Kevin. Yes, Emily. I do plan on video and all that stuff. The cats are gonna most likely I will build a condo for them, and they're gonna have shelves that they can get up high and lay on. And I've got one small cat tree. I'm thinking about trying to build a cat tree or two. They'll hold up better than the ones that you buy. The ones that you buy are mostly cardboard. And especially what I have in the catio, because if the wind's blowing and it's raining, water is gonna blow in there. So you definitely don't want cardboard in there. Because cat tree I have now, that be going inside. That may go in the living room. I'm not sure. I haven't decided for sure yet. That's all gonna come after the floor gets fixed and Ray start moving stuff in. It's just gonna depend on how I can fit stuff in, where I like where it looks, stuff like that. Well, the work on the floor is going to be starting very soon, Jennifer. And then once that gets done, then it's just going to be a matter of slowly moving stuff in. Yes, J&B, I'm still using the porch for the catio. Yes, I have heard from him, Judy. I was talking to him earlier today. Oh, no, Jeff. Jeff is out. Jeff has had his stuff out for over a month now. Month and a half, probably. So he's not the holdup now. It's just getting someone here to start working on the floor. But that should be happening this week. It's someone different than the one that was originally going to do it. Hello, Raymond. Okay, I thought that was you. See your last name there. Now I know for sure that it is. Yep, this Raymond that just came into the chat. I've known him for several years. I knew him when I was living in New York. Well, the HVAC got finished, but then last winter, let's see, it was 2 days after it got finished, the snow came off the roof and buried the heat pump, and I think it blew a fuse. And it hasn't worked since. Mike says he's coming back to take a look at it, but he hasn't got back yet. Well, I know when he first turned it on, there was a fuse that blew. It was in the air handler. So I think I'm going to take the cover off the air handler and see if I can find a blown fuse in there. I think what happened is when the snow came off the roof and buried the heat pump, and obviously the blade in it couldn't turn at that point. And I think that it was a safety feature. Either a fuse blew or breaker tripped. Well, other than two breakers in the panel box, I can't find any breakers. So I think it's a fuse. Yeah, good question, Jennifer. Which year? Hello, Northwoods Press. Hello, Bubba. Yeah, I saw that, Ray. Devin sent me pictures of it. Yeah, we had snow here around the middle of January, J&B. We had a lot. We probably had 14, 15 inches. Yes, just one kitten, Bubba. That's the third time I've had a cat have one kitten over the years. I've had them have anywhere from 1 to 6. Let me see, it was Domino's. Um, Great grandmother had one kitten on 2 different occasions, and then Domino had one. And I had one cat that had 6 kittens one time. But generally, over the years, or the past 30 years or so, any cats I've had that have had kittens, it's been 3 or 4. There's been 2 or 3 times I've had 5. And I've only had one that had 2. That was Dixie when she had Fluffy and Dino. She's the only one I've ever had that's had 2 kittens. Well, you could have had all of our snow, Emily. Yeah, I don't know exactly what was going on. It was over by the food dish, Emily. Apparently, it was a squabble over food. Yeah, that was ridiculous, Judy. And I heard one of the old timers here that's lived in Waldron forever says this is the worst winter he can ever remember. So, if this was the worst ever, that's a good sign. I've thought of that too, Bubba. Yeah, I would say that's what it was, Emily, because they were over by the food dish. I'm not even sure who it was. You can call me the cat guy if you want to, Bubba. That'd be fine. Oh, Wanda, they're not going to be in Hot Springs forever. They want to move closer to me. Because right now they're, I don't know, probably 2 hours from me. And when they move, they're going to be about an hour from me. Are you dropping our cat off to me, Emily? The last I knew, I only had 11 cats. I had 10, and Felix makes 11. So if I've got 12 now, that means you must have just dropped one off to me. Eventually, Bubba. Right now, Felix is only. He's 4 weeks and 2 days, so he's 30 days old right now. A good thing it's almost time to end this. My coffee's almost gone. Yeah, someone wants to put a link in chat to Josh Sherman's video. Go ahead and do it. Then you click on the link, open up a tab, and then watch that afterwards. What's going on, guys? Oh, I think I know what's going on. Sanford's making advances towards Dixie. And she's not happy about it. Sanford, leave her alone. She'll kick your butt. You know she will. Yeah, Sanford's just sitting there looking at her. I can't believe you just did that. But she took a swing at him. She's no one to mess with. And he will back off. I hate to say it, but maybe Josh needs to move to higher ground, too. Because this is the second time in a year that's happened. Okay, I'm assuming that was Josh Sherman short that you put the link up to, Tony. Yeah, that's why they couldn't find it. They're probably looking for yeah, probably everyone's looking for a full video under the shorts. Well, thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. Yeah, Josh is a great guy. I met him last year, the day before he was flooded. Well, the end of my coffee. Maybe that's gonna be the end of my live. Yes, Bubba. Josh Sherman, Sherman's Family Farm. And he was flooded again. And he had major flood damage exactly a year ago. Sanford, you're in trouble. Oreo just gave Sanford the look. So he better back off now. Yep, that'd be the perfect time for Gary to pop in, Ace. Well, I know what it says on my screen 37. On YouTube, it's showing 37. On StreamYard, it's showing 30. I don't know why my number on YouTube has been so far off the last couple lives. Yep, I'm showing 29 on StreamYard now. Hi, Felix. Look behind you, Domino. Felix is coming down to see you. Well, maybe not. Domino's laying on a box next to my bed. And Felix is thinking about jumping down on the box, but he doesn't quite dare. He's fallen a few times. He's fallen off my bed right onto the floor. But he doesn't really feel comfortable jumping down. He will shortly, though. The other night, he was down on the floor going all over the place. When I got ready to go to bed, he came up to me just before I got in bed and started meowing at my feet. So I reached down, picked him up, put him in bed. I have one of those self-heating pads where it's supposed to reflect an animal's heat back to their body. I sat him on that, and as soon as I was laid down, covered up, he came right over and laid right up against me. Woke up the next morning, still right there. Leave her alone. Hey, Dixie. Come here, honey. You're Dixie. It's okay. I'm gonna hold you here in my lap. Okay? Sanford comes over, I'll slap him. Okay? Okay? Get back. Sanford, leave her alone. It's okay. Okay. It's okay, Dixie. And she never hisses and growls like this with me. She's doing it because of Sanford. There you go. It's okay, Dixie. Yeah, her eyesight might not be the greatest, but she's familiar with her surroundings, and she's no one to mess with. Nope. You stay back. Leave her alone. Yep, I'm the cat fight whisperer. I use the free version of StreamYard. A lot of people are complaining about the price increase on the paid version. The only thing I would like the paid version for is I have a dream of someday doing live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. And you can only do that with the paid version. But other than that, I'm fine with the free version. You can have up to 6 people on panel, 20 hours a month. And actually, you can go over the 20 hours. If the last live of the month you're doing, as long as you're less than 20 hours when you start, you could have used 19 and a half hours up to that point. As long as it's less than 20 hours when you start your live, they won't cut you off. Because a couple times I have gone over and I didn't get cut off. Hello, Big Matt. No, they didn't cut anything out of the free version, Des. Well, it's just for a bigger audience, Jonesy. Oh, nice, Deborah. You haven't done a live in years. I know Brett's done a few lives on his channel, but actually on the Tiny Farm Nuggets, I don't think you have done a live on that since I've been in Arkansas. And that would be, that's almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years on May 10th. Well, we're coming up on to 2 hours here. I think that's gonna about do it for today. Go another 3 minutes, make it 2 hours. Hello, El Mitch Vlogs. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and I'm sorry if I'm not. Welcome. Hello, Bobby. I had a piece of cake today. First time I had a piece of cake since I got sick from a piece of cake. What was that, 3 weeks ago? It was a spice cake today. And I took the smallest piece that there was. I've been fine with cake. It's just that red velvet and the pieces were kind of big that day. That got to me. So I'm not sure if I'll ever have another piece of red velvet cake. Yeah, that did not settle well in my stomach at all, Emily. And if any of you don't know, I had gastric bypass surgery. Oh, what was it? 9 years ago. And ever since then, I knew it was going to happen. They told about that during the orientation. I can't digest sugar. So if I have too much sugar, it'll make me sick. And that happened. I'm just afraid of red velvet in general now, Deborah. And it's not so much that I got sick from it. It's when I was getting it out of my system, I pulled that muscle on my side. And that was terrible. Because it was... I don't know, like 11, 12 days, something like that. I couldn't even lay down. Well, it's past 2 hours now. So thank you for being here, everyone. I appreciate it. And I'm hoping things can get back to normal now. Like I said, it's been 2 solid months of being hurt. So I think I'm finally getting over that now. Just going to try not to get hurt again and try to be able to get things back to normal. But thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate it. I hope everyone had a good Easter. I had good Easter dinner today. I got the lunch buffet. That was me. That wasn't one of the cats. I got the lunch buffet at the Rock Cafe. They had ham, and a real good ham, too. Mashed potatoes, corn, beans, rolls. And goes ahead to the salad bar. I didn't get a salad today. But that was really good. I got another live Wednesday at 10 o'clock Central. I just make sure I'm not missing anything here. Well, thank you, everyone. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. And have a good rest of you Easter, a good night.